Right now, what is happening in Kogi State is very serious and very important for everyone to understand. There is an ongoing joint security operation involving Nigerian troops, the police, and other security units, and it is focused on clearing out criminal groups that have been hiding inside forest areas of the state. Reports coming in show that many of these groups have already been stopped during this operation, with their camps discovered and removed, and their activities seriously reduced. This is not a one-day action. It is an active and continuing mission that is happening as we speak, and that is why it is getting so much attention. The operation is happening mainly around forest areas in parts of Kogi, where these groups have been using the thick bush to hide and move around. These forests are not small. They connect to many towns and even to neighboring states. Because of this, the people behind these activities have been able to travel quietly, plan quietly, and avoid being seen for a long time. But now, with this joint operation, that situation is changing. Security teams are moving deep into these areas, using both ground forces and air support to locate and stop these groups. That is why the reports say scores of them have been neutralized. It means a large number of them have already been taken out of action, and more are still being searched for. This is important because Kogi State is a major link between different parts of Nigeria. Many people travel through Kogi every day for business, school, family visits, and trade. When security problems grow in this kind of place, it affects not just one town but many parts of the country. So this operation is not only about Kogi, it is about keeping movement and daily life safe for many Nigerians. As these security teams move forward, they are also breaking down camps that were used as bases. These camps are not just simple shelters. They are places where plans are made, where supplies are kept, and where movements are organized. Once those camps are removed, it becomes much harder for any group to continue doing harm. That is one of the biggest reasons this operation matters so much. If you are finding this update useful, please take a moment now to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps this information reach more people, and it also supports us to keep bringing you real updates like this. Now, let us talk about what this means for the people living in Kogi State and those traveling through it. First, you may notice more security presence. You may see more patrols, more checkpoints, and more official activity. This is part of the operation. It is meant to make it harder for any remaining troublemakers to move freely. Second, people who go into forest areas for farming, hunting, or other work should be more careful and follow any guidance from local authorities. When operations like this are ongoing, safety becomes even more important. Security officials are also asking the public to be alert. This does not mean people should panic. It simply means that if you see something that looks unusual, you should inform the proper authorities. Community awareness plays a big role in keeping everyone safe, especially when some people may try to move quietly into towns after pressure in the forests. Another thing to understand is that this kind of joint operation shows stronger cooperation between different security units. In the past, one challenge was that different groups worked separately. Now, they are working together, sharing information and resources. That makes their response faster and more effective. It also sends a clear message that there is a strong effort to reduce these problems and bring more peace to the area. Once again, if you want to keep getting clear, easy to understand updates like this, please like this video and subscribe to the channel right now. It takes just a second and it makes a big difference. As this operation continues, more updates will come out. What we know so far is that many camps have been removed. Many people involved in these activities have been stopped, and security teams are still active in the area. The goal is to make sure that these forest zones are no longer used as hiding places and that normal life can continue more safely for everyone. This is not just about today. It is about creating a safer future for people in Kogi and for all those who pass through the state. When key routes are safer, trade becomes easier, travel becomes smoother, and families can move without fear. That is why this operation is getting so much attention and why it matters to so many people. The operation is still moving forward, and that is why it is being described as ongoing. This means security teams have not stopped. They are still searching, still monitoring the forests, and still making sure that no group is able to come back and take over the areas that have already been cleared. This kind of steady pressure is very important because when pressure is removed too early, some people try to return quietly. But with constant monitoring, it becomes much harder for that to happen. One thing many people are talking about is the use of air support. When security teams can see from above, they are able to locate movement in places that are hard to reach by road. Forests are thick and wide, and without this kind of support, some areas would remain hidden. This extra level of observation helps guide ground teams to the right places, making their work more focused and more effective. It also reduces the chances of long chases or confusion. For the people living around these areas, this operation brings a mix of hope and caution. Hope, because it means there is a serious effort to restore safety. Caution, because when any major security action is happening, it is always wise to be careful with movement and to follow official advice. This is why people are encouraged to stay informed and to avoid spreading rumors that can create fear. If you are watching this and you have friends, family, or business links in Kogi State, it is a good idea to keep checking on them and to stay updated on what is happening. Real information helps people make good decisions. And remember, if you are getting value from this update, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next important report. Now, let us look at the wider meaning of what is happening. When a state like Kogi becomes more secure, it affects many other places. Trucks carrying goods can move more freely. Travelers can use the roads with more confidence. Businesses feel more comfortable operating. Even small traders benefit because markets become easier to reach. So this operation is not only about stopping harmful activities, it is also about helping normal life and economic activity grow. Security experts often say that removing camps is one of the strongest ways to reduce these problems. Once a base is gone, it becomes harder to plan, harder to organize, and harder to store supplies. That is why these current actions are being watched closely. The fact that many camps have already been removed shows that this is not just talk, it is action on the ground. Another important point is that this operation sends a message. It tells anyone thinking of using these forest areas for harmful purposes that they will not have free space to do so. This kind of message can prevent future problems because it changes the way people see the area. Instead of seeing it as a quiet hiding place, they begin to see it as a place that is closely watched. As more time passes, the results of this operation will become even clearer. People will begin to notice changes in movement, in road safety, and in general peace in the surrounding communities. These things do not happen overnight, but steady work brings steady results. Once again, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep receiving clear and simple updates about what is happening in Nigeria and beyond. Your support keeps this channel growing and helps us bring you more real-time news and stories. The situation continues to develop, and one of the most important things to understand is that this kind of security operation is not just about force, it is also about long-term control and stability. When areas are cleared, security teams do not just leave immediately. They continue to monitor movement, check routes, and make sure that no new groups quietly move back in. This is how lasting safety is built, not only by stopping a problem once, but by making sure it does not return. People in nearby towns are already feeling the effect in small ways. There is more visible security, more coordination, and more communication. This gives residents more confidence to go about their daily lives. When people feel safer, they are more willing to travel, trade, and take part in normal activities. This is how communities slowly return to a sense of calm. For travelers passing through Kogi State, this operation is also important. Kogi connects many parts of the country, and smoother movement through the state means fewer delays and less worry for drivers, passengers, and businesses. When a key link like Kogi becomes more stable, it supports the entire transport and supply system of the country. It is also worth noting that operations like this rely heavily on information. Security teams depend not only on technology and equipment, but also on tips and awareness from the public. When people notice unusual activity and report it, it helps security forces act faster and more accurately. This teamwork between the public and the authorities is one of the strongest tools for keeping any area safe. If this update is helping you understand what is happening, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It is the easiest way to stay connected and keep receiving reliable updates. As this mission continues, the focus will remain on clearing out remaining threats and keeping the area secure. The aim is for Kogi's forests and communities to become places of normal activity again, not areas of concern. When that happens, everyone benefits, from farmers to traders, from travelers to families. This is why many people are watching this operation closely. It is not only about what is happening today, but about what kind of future Kogi State and its neighbors will have tomorrow. Safety brings growth, and growth brings opportunity.